Vishwavidyalay organized 6th National Project Competition NAVARACHANA 2022. This event provides an opportunity This event provides an opportunity for the student to showcase their hidden talent and implementation of their ideas in the contribution of nation's dream of all current government programs, including following themes like Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Smart City, Swachh Bharat Mission, National Health Mission, and Startup India. The objective of NAVARACHANA is to create opportunities, space, and scope for the development of talent of Indian youth for the realization of nation's dream. The platform brings together all collective efforts of students as well as organizations toward the mission with the help of technology. Now, our organization team of NAVARACHANA, Chancellor Sri Purushottam Das Ji Pasari, Secretary Sri Kamal Narayan Ji Bhuradia, our Vice Chancellor Dr. Upinder Dhar Sir, the coordinator of this event Professor Rupali Bhartiya and Professor Sunil Piplia. Total 6 faculty coordinators are involved in organizing body along with 37 faculty and staff members to manage whole event in different committees. 22 students volunteer work hard to make this event a grand success. Our inaugural session begin with the virtual welcome of chief guest Mr. Namit Agrawal, Managing Consultant, IBM Institute for Business Value, IBM. Professor Rupali Bhartiya, Coordinator, NAVARACHANA 2022, introduced the NAVARACHANA event. She said that all the registration was made online through the website of Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalay. In this contest, 83 teams have participated across India for first round of evaluation and 33 teams qualified for the second round. Our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Upinder Dhar Sir, welcomed the guests and August gathering in this welcome address. He said the technology upgrades the quality of life. NAVARACHANA always focus on the technology-driven projects and ideas. The chief guest on the occasion, Mr. Namit Agrawal, Managing Consultant, IBM Institute for the Business Value, IBM, explained importance of this project competition in our real life. He said that the project which will be showcased in the NAVARACHANA, nothing but the solution of the real world problem. The inaugural session concluded with the word of thanks by Professor Sunil Piplia, NAVARACHANA 2022 coordinator. In this competition, total 83 teams from 19 different institutes and from 11 states of India participated for first round of competition in 8 different themes. These are the list of 19 institutes all over the India, and there are the 11 states from India. These are the 8 themes: Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Smart City, Swachh Bharat Mission, National Health Mission, Startup India, and finally, last one is the general category. Now, in this competition, first theme, Digital India, the judges are Ms. Ruchi Jaiswal, Professor CS Department, MITS Gwalior. Second judge, Dr. Jigyasu Dubey sir, Head of IT Department, SWV Indore. Dr. Rishi Dubey, Professor SVSM. Dr. Saurabh Jain, Professor SVICA. In this theme, the session is managed by Professor Paridhi Nigam. Total 9 teams are participated in first round and 4 are qualified for the second round. Apart from these 9 teams, there are interest from the school students, but due to our restriction of college students, we are not considered school students, but we are just encouraging the students consider this project like Keylogger. It is a program which records the key strokes and sends the Gmail of whatever you type over keyboard. It is a very useful program which can be used to prevent children to use unfair means while they are online exam, as whatever they will type, a Gmail will be sent to you. Second one is the virtual mouse. You can control the cursor of your laptop without touching the touchpad through your finger, and camera of the laptop. It can be used increase and decrease volume, select application, etc. Third one is the virtual desktop assistance like Jarvis. Basically, it is an AI project created or using Python programming language which works like Alexa. These three ideas were given by a student of class 7, Arush Kumar Singh. He is a student from Emerald Heights International School, Indore. Our second theme is National Health Mission. In this theme, there are three judges: Dr. Suruchi Satyajit Tekade, Professor, Department of Orthodontics and Dentofacial Orthopedics; Dr. Ken Gurprasad sir; Dr. M.P. Gautam sir. In this session is managed by Professor Ankit Upadhyay. Again, there are 9 teams in this first round of and second round. 4 teams are qualified. Third theme is the Make in India. In this theme, 3 judges: Mr. Kapil Patodi, Professor Mechanical Department, IPS Indore; Dr. Srikant Pandey, Head of Mechanical Department; Dr. Satish Shukla, Head of Mathematics Department. In this theme, session is managed by Professor Sonal John. In first round, there are 9 teams and 4 were selected for the second round. So, next category is the Smart City. In this theme, there are 4 judges: Dr. MPS Chawla, Professor Civil Department, SGS ITS Indore; Architecture Anju Ahirwal, Director, DNIP Design and Infrastructure Private Limited, New Delhi; Architecture Vishal Yadi, Director, SVIA; Dr. Rana Patak, Professor Civil Department. Online session is managed by Professor Sunny Bagga. In this theme, first round 11 teams are participated and 5 were qualified for the second round. Next theme is the Swachh Bharat Mission. In this theme, there are 4 judges: Mr. Swapnil Bhamre, Trainer and Developer, TCS; Mr. Manish Dohre, Engineer, IDA Indore; Dr. Anand Babu, Head of Civil Department, SVV Indore; Dr. Uttam Sharma, Head of Physics Department, SVV Indore. The session is managed by Professor Neeraj Mehta. In first round, there are 5 teams and 4 were selected for the second round. Next theme is the Startup India. 4 judges: Ms. Sarmila Das, Deputy Group Manager, Managing Consultant, IBM India; Dr. Pragati Tomar, Professor MBA, SVV Indore; Dr. Vivek Dubey, Director, Curious Infotech Solution; Mr. Vijay Prakash, Professor CS Department. Session is managed by Professor Richa Jain. 15 teams are in first round and 5 were selected for the second round. Next is the Skill India. 4 judges: Mr. Pradeep S. Hada, Professor Mechanical Department, IPS Indore; Mr. Mayank Kaur, Consultant, IBM Digital Strategy, IBM; Dr. Swapnil Jain, Professor EC Department, SVV Indore; Ms. Priyanka Baigada, Trainer and Developer, TCS. The session is managed by Professor Santosh Yadav. 4 teams in the first round and 3 were selected for the second round. Last one is the general category. In this team, there are 5 judges: Ms. Priyanka Gupta, Professor CS Department, MITS Gwalior; Dr. Kavita Sharma, Head Chemistry Department, SVV Indore; Dr. Sumit Chandak, Professor Mechanical Department; Dr. Namit Gupta, Director, SVITS, SVV Indore; Ms. Devjani Chatterjee, Developer, Advocate, Hybrid Cloud Build Team, IBM India. This session is managed by Professor Rupali Gaur. In first round, there is 21 teams and 4 were selected for the second round. Our prizes: all the participation get the participation certificate. First prize for the winning team in each theme: Indian rupees 5,000 plus gift voucher plus winning certificate to each team. Dronachar Award for the mentor of winning team in each theme, and case prize of rupees 2,000 plus winning team mentor certificate. Second prize for the first runner-up in each theme: Indian rupees 2,000 plus gift voucher plus certificate to each team member. Our sponsors: TCS, IBM, IEEE MP section, Universal Informatics. These are some glimpses of the NAVARACHANA event, which is conducted on online mode. Thank you.
Sir, I now request Dr. K.N. Guru Prasad, Director, Sri Vaishnav Institute of Science, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, to address the online gathering. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Madam. At the outset,
Sorry, sir, you're still not audible. Is it?
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
audible.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please.
am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please
sir.
continue.
On behalf of the university, at the outset, I wish to welcome the chief guest for this valedictory function of NAVARACHANA 2022, Mr. Chaitanya Shah from TCS, the global head of TCS. We had some interesting presentations, and I also welcome heads of the institutes, heads of the department, staff members, students, and those who participated in this competition. We had some very interesting presentations. I happened to witness one of the project competition session that was in the health mission, National Health Mission. As we can see the themes, all of them, all the 8 themes are related to some of the issues for the national development. Some issues like smart city or like digital India or make in India, or all these are related to some developmental projects, some ongoing projects of the country. Now, this platform gives an opportunity, as it has been mentioned by others also in the inaugural session, that it gives an opportunity for the students to experiment with their own ideas. Otherwise, the education in the classroom is limited to the ideas of the teacher. Even what he chooses to teach, what assignment he chooses to give, or even if it is a practical session, there are a prescribed syllabus for what one can do in the practicals. But here is a platform for the students where they can think out of the box, out of the syllabus, and experiment with their own ideas, not their teacher's idea, although there are mentors for all these projects. There are teachers to guide them, but it gives a lot of scope to experiment with their ideas. Now, this also makes them realize that education is not in the mark sheets and certificates. Your ability should not be reflected only in the mark sheets and the certificate, but at the end of the day, it is the knowledge you have and the knowledge you can implement for some useful purpose, or knowledge with which you can test your own ideas and take it forward. So I'm sure the students have realized that this platform has given them an opportunity to do all this, and which we are conducting annually as NAVARACHANA competition. There are judges who are experienced people who have selected some of the projects for the prize, but that's not the end of NAVARACHANA, because at the end of the day, the prizes will be announced, the selected projects will be announced, and I was only interested to know how this is taken forward by the students after the competition is over. So maybe since we have conducted this competition for the last 5 years now, I think it is in the 6th year. Yeah, this is the 6th national competition. So those projects which we have selected as the best by, which have been selected by our judges as the best in each category. Maybe this is a suggestion to Madam Rupali, whether we can know how many of these projects have been taken further ahead by the students, because some of them had the potential for application, and some of them would have been very well thought of projects that would make others also get interested in taking them forward, particularly the industries and also some of the public sectors, because some of the areas are related to the public sectors like smart city projects and Swachh Bharat projects and others. And when it goes for implementation, from the students' point of view, they should be interested in taking it forward, especially the projects which have been selected by the judges. And in taking it forward, they will realize what are the difficulties in implementing an idea in the practical life. Your idea may be very good, but the first thing is to find out who is interested in taking your idea. And then the feasibility of an idea, feasibility of a project, the utility, the end users, and the economic limitations of a project, all these will come into play when you try to take it forward. But after seeing the projects which have been presented in this competition, I feel that some of them do deserve to be taken forward. And I hope we will be able to keep track of it. Let us see what were the projects we selected in the last 5 years, and whether any of them, even if few of them have been taken forward, it would be very encouraging because they deserve to be taken forward. With these words, we have a very experienced person in Mr. Chaitanya Shah to guide us further, and we will be looking forward to listening to him. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Before I invite our chief guest today, I request Mrs. Rupali Bhartiya for result declaration.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is the time to announce the winner of the competition. Move on to the first theme of the session. I request AV team to please share the presentation. So under the theme Skill India, we have the runner-up with the team ID SK103 from Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and the student members are Pranav Bhangle, Bhavesh Rajesh Maheshwari, Rishabh Jain, Mayuri Patel, and the mentor name is Mr. Shiraz Hussain. First prize goes to the team ID SKI101, affiliation from Shri Ram Swaroop Memorial University, Lucknow. And the student names are Vaibhav Pratap Singh and Deepak Chauhan. Mentor name is Engineer Abhishek Kumar Saxena. Our next category is the theme Digital India. Runner-up is team ID DI105 from Shri Vaishnav Institute of Architecture, Indore. And the student names are Rajat Sisodia and Shreya Engle. And mentor name is Mrs. Kratika Jain. Our winner in this category with ID DI103 from Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. And student names are Robin Singh Chauhan and Advait Kale. And mentor name is Rupali Bhartiya. Next theme is Startup India. Runner-up prize goes to SUI 111, SUI 111, and the university name is Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Kashmir. Student names are Falak Jan and Ashutosh Modi, and mentor name is Mr. Navid Hamid. First prize goes to SUI 101 from Tyagarajan Polytechnic College, Salem. And student names are Yugeshwaran A, Trisha K, Vignesh A, and mentor name is Mr. L. Kanan. Our next theme is National Health Mission. Runner-up prize goes to the team ID NHM 109 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and student names are Akhilesh Pratap Singh, Fakhar Ahmed Qureshi, and Kunal Bhade, and mentor name is Mr. Pritesh Kumar Jain. Our first prize goes to the team ID NHM 103 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and student names are Advait Kale and Robin Singh, and mentor name is Mr. Manish Sharma. Our next theme is Make in India. Runner-up prize goes to the team ID MKI 105 from Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Kashmir, and student names are Tabassum Akhtar and Navid Hamid, and mentor name is Mr. Mudassir Ali. First prize goes to the team ID MKI 106 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and student names are Vinay Rathore, Arun S. Chauhan, and Robin Singh Kushwaha. Mentor name is Mr. Pritesh Shukla. Our next theme is Swachh Bharat Mission. Runner-up prize goes to SBM 103 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and student names are Mayank Jain, Priyanshu Pare, Divyanshu Dhamo, Pratik Tare, and Arihant Surana. Mentor name is Mr. Santosh Patel. First prize goes to the team ID SBM 105 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. Student names are Mayank Jain, student names are Arihant Surana, Siddhant Srivastav, and Tanmay Purohit, and mentor name is Mr. Sunil Piplia. Our next category is, next theme is Smart City. Runner-up prize goes to the team ID SMC 109 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and student names are Yash Singhal and Niharika Guljar. Mentor name is Mr. Pritesh Kumar Jain. First prize goes to the team ID SMC 110 from Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. Student names are Rohit Chaudhary, Shri Krishna Patidar, and mentor name is Mr. Vijay Prakash. Next category, next and last category is the general category. Runner-up in this category is GN110 from Vishveshwaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur, and student names are Shubhashish Roy, Juhi Rani Verma, and Pradeep Kumar. Mentor name is Dr. Jatin Bhatt. First prize goes to the ICAR, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. Student names are Mude Arjun Naik and Achugatla Kesav Kumar. And mentor name is Dr. Adarsh Kumar. I congratulate all the winners for winning the competition. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Today, we are privileged to have with us Mr. Chaitanya Shah as chief guest. Before inviting Mr. Shah, I have the pleasure to share his introduction with the audience. Mr. Chaitanya Shah is Global Head, Executive Services and Collaboration, Center of Excellence, Head, Mobile and Microsoft at Tata Consultancy Services. He has experience of working in the mobile domain and trending technology like iOS, Android, and explored other mobile technologies. He has globally been part of enabling executives and associates on enterprise analytics and mobility, along with social collaboration. He has also worked in the banking domain solutions area. He received many awards and recognitions for his excellent skills, management, and leadership qualities. A few of them are Best Tower for User Experience, Mobility, Learning Achievement Award, Expert Speaker, Big Data Analytics, Best Project and Program Manager Award, TCS Innovation Hall of Fame. Now, I invite Mr. Chaitanya Shah to please enlighten us with his words of wisdom.
Thank you, Dr. Anu. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm honored to be with you guys, and I want to congratulate to every participant and winner always, but what matters that every individual who participated in this forum and the event. And it doesn't matter you win or you lose. What matters is the way that was exactly said by Dr. Guru Prasad, that how you are going to use this knowledge and then how you're going to leverage it to help society solving tough problems in the future. So and it also gives me a great hope to see the bright minds and immense potential that I see gathered here. Yeah, lots of students around. And I want to thank to the organizer for such a valuable forum for the young minds, right, to showcase their capabilities and ideas. It is often that the young talent who finds sustainable solutions, and then the young mind gets a fresh perspective and a different way of thinking to the business. So whereas at the same time you are eager to learn, experiment, and apply skills in the workforce, right, by bringing innovative solutions. So with that, I want to have a question to everybody, right? We all have a phone in the hand. Do you know that phone is a supercomputer? It's having the compute power of the supercomputer of 90. The compute powered what around us, right? As for the Moore's law, every 2 years it doubles up. And very interestingly, Google performed one of the quantum computing. It performed a calculation in 200 seconds, which would not have been done by the supercomputers of today's supercomputer in 10,000 years. So interestingly, technology is transforming, and it's transforming really rapidly. And very, very excited to see all the young guys participating in a different initiatives. I was just going through the initiatives and the agenda set for a different category, a phenomenal category, that how technology can really help country, our all individual to grow and give them a different perspective. So with that, let me bring you some statistics, a very interesting statistics. In 2000, we only have a 7% of the world population having internet access. But interestingly, today it is 60% of the global population who is available on the internet. And especially if you see the way India and all of us, right, so many participants even in today's event are from the remote location. And we have seen the way India adopted and started consuming the overall usage of the internet and the power of internet. Even Western worlds are recognizing it, and they understand the way our governments are transforming and utilizing the entire ecosystem, and the way young students are participating and bringing those ideas, we can really help country transform. So then what we see, we are in the VUCA world, right? Constantly, so many things are happening around. And what we have been seeing and what has been trend, that the people who are able to, in this uncertain world, ready to experiment, will only prosper. We have few examples, like very easily you can recognize. So Jeff Bezos and Jack Ma, these are known names, right? But when you see the journey, when it was like somewhere in the 1990, when they started their journey, I think internet, which is www, was not known to even anybody. And they started their business just with the small garages in there as a history. Whoever knows there how they started. But then when they leverage technology, and then the way that capability has been, they've explored that when nobody knows about it. And today they are able to establish themselves the way we use, right? Everybody knows Amazon and everybody consumes. Most of us must be consuming those services. So technology can really help us solve really, really tough problems, and which you guys have been showcasing, which is a very phenomenal thing. The more importantly, you keep experimenting. Don't worry about the failures. Failures really gives us a great learning. We talk about that. And when we see that today's world, anything around us, let it be music, let it be news, let it be movies, telecom, anything what we see around is changed the way we consume, right? And what we used to do traditionally. Today, I think news comes from the Twitter. Anything which is happening in the world, you get started like Twitter, it start trending. So earlier, when the person steps out of the house, similarly, the way we used to operate and spend and work. So I think most of the even when you move out, you don't need to have cash or wallet or ID cards and all. It's just your phone helps you do what you want to do, right? We have seen how many like Paytm as an example in our ecosystem or other applications what we have seen. It just helps us all mobile wallets, the way we consume. And statistically, if you see, a year back, it was just, I think, some 22 billion digital payment used to happen. In just a year time, we have seen it doubled up. Now, pandemic has also fueled it. And the way technology helped during this uncertain time was phenomenal. The way we as a country, the way digital records are grown and the way ecosystem provided by our government is phenomenal. And that's constantly getting observed and recognized the way we are transforming our country. Now, you have to see how you participate in the journey, how do you leverage those technology, and then constantly try and experimenting. So quickly, there are many more things happening, but few examples probably help you understand that how you can leverage with what you are doing today. Maybe Netflix must be heard of by all of you, right? And the way Netflix started their business was just mail order. They used to order the DVD on mail. And from there, they've leveraged technology and what they are today. And they understood that how they can go themselves next with leveraging technology. So the way you guys are even doing today, you are trying and exploring what technology can do. Again, some example which will give you idea. I don't know how many audience knows about Nokia, but the people who have been early when were adopted 15 years back, the phones, Nokia was a leader and everybody has a Nokia phone, BlackBerry. Now this giants who have been really, really successful in their journey, they didn't adopt the technology. They didn't understood what technology can do. And then they failed miserably. Today, we very rarely know about Nokia and similarly BlackBerry. Now, on the other front, which is very important for all of you when you are learning, exploring, one of the World Economic Forum survey says that 50% of employee will require significant reskilling by 2022. Now, 2020, we are already in 2022, right? So the people who learn and have a continuous learning will only be able to innovate, to sustain, explore new business models, and persist and able to be able to success in that environment. So this insight says that what really needed. Now we as a human need to have the skills to be developed in the area of creativity, in empathy, and connections, imagination. So the area of creativity can be taken care by us. At the same time, what we foresee that robots, algorithms, technology can handle the routine and repeat work. What matters is that are we able to get the contextualized learning, right? Are we able to understand those things? Integrated learning. So learning taking place within the context of the work where you are. What is being learned can be immediately applied in the real world of the work. So absolutely that's something which is important. So some of must have participated, may not want today, but it's very important. The reason I would like to congratulate that you learn how to experiment, how to explore, how to do next level of thing, which is really matters, right? And then at the other front, I think this is one of the interesting study was done by the Microsoft IDC. It says that the 74% of all the business decision maker in the primarily Asia Pacific, where we are, innovation is now a must. It's not choice or it's not the optional. And it's not just good to have, which is a maybe traditionally or past we used to do. The reason is that the ability to innovate as a vital to perform and resilient. So that's very important. This statistics or data says that the individuals who are able to constantly learn, ready to experiment, ready to try, doesn't make difference you fail. You will be able to do really persist and able to prosper better and faster. So what matters here as a key learning? So it's a constantly like how the innovations are changing business ecosystem and the kind of implication it has in general. The real mindset change, right? The mindset to understand the trend, where the future is heading, and they prepared for the same, like always exploring and you are adapting to the change. Accelerated learning empower workforce by promoting mindset of continuous learning. And that's true for all of us, not just somebody's coming, but that's very important. That's a continuous learning culture. That's the prerequisites for anything to happen, and how you are able to uniquely position yourself. So in my view, what matters, the message I want to have all young student here, and every idea matters, right? Every individual brings the real unique proposition on the table, be it a big or small. It can be a very simple solution also, but that might help us a lot of people around in the ecosystem. What matters is you are ready to explore, you are ready to try. Doesn't make difference what happens, and you learn out of it. So with that, you will play a really important role in shaping the future of this country, right? With the way you are exploring today, my suggestion is keep trying that, and that's don't worry about the failure here. So primarily the people who will be able to succeed, who are not afraid of the failure, but they are constantly focused on their learning, and they learn out of their learning. So their failures, they learn from that and then keep trying. So I really want to congratulate to the organizer for such a great platform offered to the young people, young talented people here, and at the same time for all the participants for putting their best, trying, experimenting, and then learning to help improve society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was very inspiring, and I'm sure that all of us present here online today will be greatly benefited by your words of wisdom, your suggestions of how to improve in the future. May I now have the pleasure of inviting Mrs. Rupali Bhartiya, Coordinator, NAVARACHANA 2022, to propose words of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Chief guest of the event, Mr. Chaitanya Shah, Dr. K.N. Guru Prasad sir, heads of various institutes and departments, our most valued invited guests, students, and participants. It's an honor and privilege to get the opportunity to propose the words of thanks on this very special occasion. I, on behalf of Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya Indore, entire organizing team of NAVARACHANA 2022, and on my own behalf, extends a very hearty vote of thanks to all the guests for being with us today in this valedictory session. A big thank you to our chief guest of the session, Mr. Chaitanya Shah, for sharing their valuable thoughts with all of us and encourage the youth participants of the event and students also. I would like to thank the Honorable Chancellor, Mr. Purushottam Das Pasari, and Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Dr. Upinder Dhar, for being the great source of motivation in organizing this national level competition and having trust to provide this opportunity of organizing the event. I wish to express my gratitude to the Director of Shri Vaishnav Institute of Information Technology, Dr. Anand Rajawat, for support and encouragement at every step in organizing this event, as you were the first person who initiated and coordinated this NAVARACHANA in 2016. And now with the same mission, we feel proud to expand the objective of organizing this project competition in this year. I would like to thank all the heads of the institutes and departments for their enormous cooperation in the organization of this event. They were always available to help us. I wish to thank all the eminent and senior judges from the industry, private and government organizations, and various institutes who sincerely gave their time for judging each and every project under this competition. A special thanks to the coordinator of NAVARACHANA 2022, Mr. Sunil Piplia, for being all together in each task for organizing this event. I want to thank all the advisory committee members of the of this NAVARACHANA 2022 for giving their valuable suggestions whenever required. Every time we ask for anything and they gave fantastic solutions. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of dedicated and hardworking faculty and committee members. You all know your specific roles that you played and the specific ways that you helped us to get to the end. Thank you. Thanks to the team of very smart and tech-savvy student volunteers who have really worked hard for this event. They wake up and they are available all the day and all the night. I wish to thank partners IEEE Madhya Pradesh section, IBM, TCS, and Universal Informatics for supporting and sponsoring the event. Your sponsorship has perhaps helped us pulling it off with great glory. Thanks to the press and media who have provided excellent coverage of the event. I would like to thank all the participants and their mentors who participated in this event. Your presence helped to make this event a great success. You all are the real inspiration for millions of others. I thank to the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Anu Ukande, for her beautiful word expressions of everything. Thank you all for the successful conduction of the event NAVARACHANA 2022. Next NAVARACHANA competition will be held in the next year, and I hope we all meet again. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request technical team to play the national anthem. I request all to please rise.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. I once again thank all the dignitaries for joining us on digital platform for NAVARACHANA 2022. With this, we've come to the end of the valedictory session, and thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chaitanya. Thank you.
Thank you, Jatan sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guru
Bye.
Prasad
See you
sir.
guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Congratulations, Rupali ma'am. Sunil, congratulations.